Okay, everyone, the ceiling joists for the room have arrived. These are eye joists. Hey, Maverick. These are eye joists, OSB eye joists. They are 11 and 7/8 wide by 20 foot long. And we're going to put them on 16-inch on center, and we have 24 of them. They're fairly light. They shouldn't be too bad to get up there. I bet you they probably weigh maybe 120 pounds a piece. Maybe not even that. They're pretty light. You can tell these are newer ones. They're the lighter color. They haven't been around long, you know. They haven't soaked up a bunch of moisture. So they're going to be a lot lighter than ones that have been sitting around a while. So we're going to try to get these up today. I know that in the last video I said that the next part was going to be fire blocking and stuff, but I think we should get those up out of the wet grass and out of the weather in case if it's going to rain or whatever. We need to get those set up here and nailed off. I might put some sheeting on the corners of the walls just to stiffen it up, and I'm probably going to have to put some angle braces down to the floor. I was trying to avoid that because I really didn't want to put holes in the floor for tap cons for the braces, but I think I'm going to have to put at least 1 or 2 or 3 up just to secure everything and get it straight before we set those up there. But yeah, that's what we're going to do. Okay, everyone, I just took some rippers of plywood and nailed them to my blocking above the wall to close up that gap so no critters can get down behind the wall and get in the wall. So, and then I nailed some blocks on here 2.5 inches wide, so that'll bring that first ceiling joist out to where it needs to be, and that'll fill that gap. So I went ahead and carried in a few ceiling joists, and these are rough lengths, so I'm gonna have to cut every one of them to 20 foot. So I'm gonna go ahead and cut these 3, and then we'll lift them up there and see what they look like. Okay, so I went ahead and marked it. Cut these little pieces of wood to sit in here so my saw can ride on them. The saw doesn't cut all the way through them. So I could either flip it over and cut it from the other side since it didn't cut all the way through, or I just have a sawzall here. Perfect. Okay, so I went ahead and set all those up there. They're just setting up there flat. I'll stand them up and nail them to the blocks one at a time, because it's too hard to try to lift them all up through here. Once they're up there, you can't get them at an angle to get them up onto the wall. So I went ahead and stacked a bunch up there. There's still 3 down here on the ground that I'll probably have to hand up over the end of the wall right there. So I'm gonna go ahead and start spinning these up and nailing them down. Okay, got all the rafters set, ceiling joists, whatever you want to call them. Hello everyone, welcome back to the build. Some things have changed since the last video. I got some stuff done off camera. My son helped me and I just didn't film it. So I'm sorry about that, but let's catch up and I'll show you what we got done so far and then we'll go on from there. Okay, so you guys seen me setting the ceiling joists. I don't think you've seen all of them, but we got them all set. Actually, I set them all but the last couple. He came and helped me set the last couple. He was working on his truck. He had some truck issues. And then we went ahead and got the whole top decked. I just used 1/2" OSB and we nailed it down with 8 penny nails, and we went ahead and got all the fire blocking in. I went ahead and put it at 8 foot, so we got all the fire blocks in. We got some blocking in the closets here for some closet rods and shelving. We also got some blocking in over here for a little kitchenette. So I put some cabinet blocking in. And we pretty much went around, you know, just put all the blocking in. We got some dead wood in for the ceiling, for the drywall on the edges where there was no rafters. Here on the closet wall, you can see we put some dead wood in. So we pretty much just did that stuff.